in the calendar. Look up and see who's still around.
In 2012, you put that shit in, and it's still there.
Like 2014, something like that.
Wait, in 2014, when Drake said the line,
you put the reminder. Use the reminder app.
Yes. Hey, 10 years from that date, let's look up and see who's still around.
Ice a little off, my nigga.
Whatever.
Then you went back to put out when the single song.
You can always check.
He did that before Apple Watch dropped.
Right.
Apple Watch dropped 2014.
Go ahead.
Our bad, bro.
All right, well, shit.
10-year anniversary of that next year.
Anniversary, man. You keep all the dates.
Hey, I use my smartphone for all its purposes.
Okay. My bad.
Happy iPhone Day, everybody. Happy iPhone Day to all the Apple people out there.
Fucking geek.
Yes, nigga.
Happy iPhone Day.
It's a decade later. Come on, I like that you remembered that. I like that you wrote it in your notes. But who's not around?
There's a lot of people that's not around, bro. That was
the big three still there.
It's a lot of people that's not around. He didn't specify that.
But who do you think he was directing it to?
The field.
No.
All you niggas.
Just the field.
No way.
Okay.
Drake.
Broad stroke.
Yo.
Shooting at everybody.
When he was, especially around that time, it's always, you always mentioning another name. Mm-hmm. No matter who it be. Yes, the big three are still around. Mm-hmm. Even they don't drop as consistently, but they are still around. I'm not going to take that from them. But it's still always a this name, this name, this name, this name. Hey, look, bro, I'm here. I want to hear that right now. Let's look 10 years from now and see how many of them who are hot today are still here. It's a small list. It might just be the big three.
Yeah.
So I think that is something to be applauded. Like, nigga,
He did it.
People don't want to give him the credit for that, but I've been waiting. I'm like, all right, when we hit that 10-year mark, I went back and looked to see who were the hot ones, who were charting, who was running the shit back in 2012, 2013. You don't see 2 Chainz. You don't see Ross. Granted, they moved on to other things, but they're not rapping. I don't want to hear who you checking for. Let's see who's still here.
Big Sean.
You don't see Big Sean. You don't see A$AP Rocky. You don't see Meek. You don't see Wale. You don't see these names that were being brought up then. So, yeah, that line means something, and it hits a little different today.
I got some pushback.
Of course you do. We wouldn't have a pod if you would.
I got some pushback for some of that.
Let's get it.
I still see Meek.
We talking musically.
Yeah.
You don't see Chance the Rapper, Childish Gambino. I could keep going.
In the same fashion that we saw them in when he said it,
yeah.
you're saying.
Yes.
I also have pushback for 2 Chainz. Yes, we don't see 2 Chainz. But 2 Chainz started from Titty Boy Players Circle. So when he kicked up, that was his resurgence.
Yeah, that was his second go.
That was the prime of the prime. If I ain't still expect 2 Chainz to kick up dust from that point 10 years forward, he got his run.
No, I'm not. Titty Boy and 2 Chainz are not. Those are 2 different acts.
From the consumer standpoint, yes, there's 2. Well, it's the same act. It's the same act. It's a rebrand.
Okay, so we're talking.
But once we see you, your clock starts. That's why they be lying about their ages and shit. We seen him in 01.
Yeah.
With a Wayne.
Like 03 or 04, somewhere in there.
No.
He was before Pump It Up.
Oh, wow.
That's before Pump It Up. With Lil Wayne, or I think, because I be wrong in my memory.
No.
Look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
No. Pump It Up came out when?
03, right?
03.
You talking about that record was
maybe
07. Was Duffel Bag
My
Boy.
memory is real bad then. 2 Chainz has something out in before that though.
I don't think so.
Yes, he did.
I don't know.
2 Chainz debut was not 2007.
I'm not saying that's the debut. That's when.
Okay, I get it. All right, if it starts at 07, then all right.
And that was
maybe
he was still Titty Boy then.
Maybe you should
he wasn't
still
2
be going a
Chainz.
little bit.
He wasn't 2 Chainz as far as outside of Atlanta at least. He wasn't 2 Chainz national until Spend It. That was the record that took him nationwide as 2 Chainz. And that he was still Titty Boy for Duffel Bag Boy.
I think the line is different. I think the line is different if we're not talking to the big 3. Because if it's the rest of them niggas, who gives a fuck?
If I'm talking to the field,
that's not true.
It matters, bro.
Because the longevity is what made them the big 3.
No.
Well, 2 of them. For one of them, to me, he wasn't the big 3 10 years ago.
The big three has always been the big three.
Cole? Not Cole's.
The big three has always been the big three.
10 years ago?
Yes.
They've always been the big three.
Disagree. But it's fine.
Was a fact. We
I
can
think
go
Cole's
back.
biggest records were back then.
That's his.
Okay.
Probably his prime.
I would say.
Commercially.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just liked it. It was just something that, at that time, for that line to be said, yeah, let's look up 10 years from now and let's see who's still around.
That's why you give Nas props. That's why you have no choice but to give him props because
He's still here.
this
30
nigga's
years
still
later.
here. 30 years
Yeah,
later.
that's what he was telling you.
That's what he was telling me.
That's what we was telling you.
That's not what you was telling me. But it's all right for him. It's cool. Just don't start your shit, yo. I listened to it
I'm
too.
chilling.
Uh-oh. He said he listened to
Make
it.
me hot. I listened to that shit.
So
And-
okay,
So what's
great.
up?
So give your.
And my opinion still stands. I stand in it even deeper now. Pause.
Neutral button.